All right, welcome back to CP in the Kitchen with Corey, our fish. We found out this week he's very happy. He's blowing an egg nest, but we're not having any babies, so he's just apparently happy to be here. So yay, Corey. All right, well, welcome back. It's been busy. I haven't had a chance to do any video. The last one we did was Isaiah and me did, what did we do, Isaiah? Oh, we did sweet tea, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this one is, I haven't tried this one yet. This is homemade croissants. So let me explain what's going on here. All right, I've got 4 cups of flour. I've got a 1/4 cup of sugar, a teaspoon and a half of salt, 1 tablespoon of fast rise yeast. It's different than what we use for the cinnamon buns. And then we have 2 tablespoons unsalted butter, room temperature-ish. Yeah. And then we have a cup and a 1/4 of whole milk. All right, so this is just the first step in this process. Again, I've never done these, but apparently these are going to take almost 3 days to make. Yeah, 3 days. So right now, it's 11 o'clock. We're going to make the dough now. The dough's going to go in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow we got to like fold it and all kind of weird stuff. Me and Isaiah will do that tomorrow, and then we'll put it back in the fridge, and then we'll cook them the next day, the day after that. So. Yeah, I agree with you on the part. So let's do this. Okay, make sure my bowl's clean. Yep. By the way, notice I cleaned up as I've got all this stuff together. So we're gonna put all this in our bowl. Hopefully.
That's weird, the way it was pointed out.
That's because of the yeast is so powdery. It's kind of real dry. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in. And by the way, this is not my recipe. For those of you that did not watch my recipe before, I'm not that original. These are all Laura in the Kitchen recipes. Okay, so if you see a recipe you like, it's not usually mine. So we're gonna put that in here. My mixer's pretty angry. We're gonna dump this in along with this. And according to my research, catch that? What's that from?
Magic School Bus.
Magic School Bus.
Dorothy Ann.
I don't know. Beats me. We're gonna come back in a minute, but we're just gonna let this incorporate into a sticky, tacky dough, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna sprinkle. We're gonna use a little bit of flour here to sprinkle. I think my dough is good. I don't know. I've never made this before, so this could be a complete disaster. This is being shot on April the 8th, 2020. So if you know what's going on in the world right now, all we have is time. So if we do mess it up, we'll just do it again. Okay. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of dough, put a little bit of my flour here.
There's Dakota walking by.
Hey, Coda. And then we're gonna sprinkle some here. And we're gonna dump our dough here. Nope, not gonna dump it. There we go. It doesn't look great. We'll see how this. I don't know. This may not turn out.
Yeah, we dumped it.
Yeah, literally. My mixer's having a tough time. So unlike the other doughs that we've made, this has to be a little bit. Be rounded and almost like in like a disc. It looks good to me, but I don't know what I'm doing. So now we're gonna do this. We're gonna put that like that. Okay, we're gonna do that. You're going to take some plastic wrap. Plastic wrapping. We're gonna literally just cover this, and it's gonna go in our fridge overnight, and then tomorrow gets the interesting side where you have to take a bunch of butter and smush it and fold it into it and all kind of weird things. we'll see how this dough turns out. That's what we're gonna do for tonight. Put it in the fridge, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye. All right, we are back the next day. It's like noon because, let's be honest, I slept in this morning, way in this morning. I actually laid in bed and did schoolwork for my bed. So here's what we're doing. So before we get the dough out, which I hope worked out, it may not have, we have to make a butter layer. All right, we need a cup and 2 tablespoons. So, and what we're gonna do is we have to make a 7-inch square. Now this is not hard, it's just, you gotta think about what you're doing. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take little pieces. We're just gonna make a little square out of butter. And what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna make sure that it's roughly 7 inches. So I got a ruler here. Yes, I know this is weird. I'm with you. Isaiah, is this weird?
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? Okay, so that's 5 inches. So let's add, let's see. That's almost 7. Now, if it's not exact, it's okay. Now, here's the key, though. It's got to be 7 inches by 7 inches. So that's where it gets really, really kind of, this one's soft. I don't know how this is going to, this may be a disaster. I might disaster this completely. If I do, I'm going to blame Isaiah since he's behind the camera.
Hey.
Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. All right, so what I'm going to do, let's do this. We'll take this stick out. And again, this doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to make a 7-inch square. Okay, so as soon as I'm done, Isaiah will come back and show you what my square looks like now that it's done. Okay, we're back. I've made my 7-inch thing. So it's roughly, if you look at the ruler, if you can see that, there's the 7-inch mark. Oh, I'm having a hard time. And it's about 7 inches. Okay, so here's where it gets really weird. I have parchment paper. I'm going to take the parchment paper, and I'm going to cover it like this. Now notice this, Laura in the kitchen does this too. She took it like this. She's going to put her body weight against it. Now we got to smush it into one big layer. Now if you're like me and you think, this is weird, I would agree with you. What we're just gonna do, we're gonna do this like this until we have one big piece of crushed, and I'm gonna turn it. Go away, Aunt. Hi, Coda. Everybody say hi, Coda. Hi, Coda. All right, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go this way. I don't like how it's going the wrong way. It does help to have a roller for this. Obviously. All right, so can you see the butter? Do we see it? All right, so now here's what we gotta do. It's still gotta be that 7 by 7 though, and I'm guarantee it's not, we just smushed it. So check it out. So now it's 9 by 9. Let's see, by 8. So what are we gonna do about that, Isaiah?
You cut it.
That's right. You do cut it. So here's what we do. Watch. So now we gotta take this. Don't get rid of that. That's important. And we're gonna have to do this again. We gotta measure. Let's measure it from there. We'll just kind of. And when we do this butter, Isaiah?
We melt it.
No.
Okay, I don't know.
Watch. Just put it on top. We're going to use all this butter. Otherwise, the croissants will not be very good. So now we got to measure this way. Oops, and I'm using the wrong side. I'm using centimeters, which I don't know what that means. So
Nice.
now we got to cut off this. And we got to cut off basically this whole bottom row. We're just going to flip it. And we're going to do that one more time. We're just going to do, I don't have to get butter everywhere, but it's a challenge. So, now we're going to do this again. And it doesn't have to be exact, but keep in mind, for my students, Mr. Perry has no idea what he's doing. I've never done this recipe before. This may be a complete and utter disaster, and if it is, Isaiah
No.
is going to be here to document the whole thing.
Okay.
He said okay.
I don't know what I thought you were going with that.
I figured you did. All right, so the other thing I didn't realize is this, in all seriousness though, is the butter does start to get soft. Once the butter gets soft, you really can't work with it very well. So we're about to stop with this right now because it's getting really, really soft. All right, so here's what it is. Everybody see this? My butter. It's going to go in the fridge for about 30 or 40 minutes. Then we'll come back. Isaiah's got a meeting at 1 o'clock. We'll come back. It's 12 o'clock now. We'll come back after that meeting and we'll figure out how to do the dough. Okay? See you then. All right, we're back. And here is our butter, nice and cold. And here is our dough. I think it's okay. We'll find out soon. So here's what we got to do. We've got to take out our dough. Well, I need to do this first. I need to sprinkle dough here on my surface. Flour on my surface. And then I got to put flour here. And you want to make sure you have it good to go. What we're going to do is we're going to roll this out. I need that, thank you.
Yeah, that's also long to it.
Yes, to a roughly like a 10-inch by 10-inch square. Sorry, I went blank there for a second. So roughly 10-inch by 10. So I got a ruler here, a handy dandy ruler. There we go.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is. So we're gonna roll this out. And you also want to make sure that it stays in a square form. So okay, so the dough is cold. It needs to stay cold best it can. And let's see here, we're looking at 10 by 10-ish. So we just want to do that a little bit more. Okay, and this is not going to be perfect because I've never done this before. But that's basically what we want to do. Okay? Now, here's where things get interesting. We're going to take our butter that we smushed. We're going to lay this. Uh-oh. That butter broke. That can't be good.
What?
Your butter's supposed to do that. Okay, well. So you're gonna see what I see for the first time because I haven't done this before. So we're gonna stretch this out a little bit. I'm gonna break this. I don't know if I'm doing this right or not. So we're gonna break that like that. Like I said, this is not going to be perfect because I have never done this before. But now what we're going to do is this, is we're going to stretch this dough to wrap, supposedly, around this butter. So we're going to do like that. Dough is not very happy, Isaiah.
It does come apart.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if my dough's right. I'm gonna lie to you. But if we butcher this, we're gonna butcher it together. What do you mean,
I don't know about that.
Well, I'm pretty sure we are. I don't know about this, Isaiah. My dough does not seem very happy.
I feel like maybe you could wait a little longer.
No, can't wait a little longer. It's got to be. So now, we've got to take more. want to do, allegedly, is we want to make this into a 24-inch long by 8 inches wide piece of dough. Hey hon, we're recording. And so we're going to be doing this. It does help to have a roller that you can do this with that spins. I'm going to move mine over because there we go. Now again, mine is not going to be perfect because I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay? Don't laugh at me, I say. Okay. Alright, here's what we're doing. We're going to just keep doing that. Uh-oh. I scraped it. Alright, let's see how we're doing. We are currently, I do not have the best shape of this thing, I can tell you that. Oops. Alright, we're at varying sizes, and we are roughly, let's see, if that's 12, we got a ways to go. So, let's just keep pushing. Oh dear, it's breaking apart. I have a bad feeling about this one. Oops. Okay, well, the good news is we got to about 24 inches. The bad news is this is not exactly straight in any way, shape, or form. You need a brush of some sort to get the extra
Is that Kansas?
yeah, to get the extra flour off. And then you're supposed to basically, I'm going to cheat here. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that or not. Then you got to fold like a letter. Like this. And like that. Get the flour off. And then we're going to do this 2 more times today. Put this back in the fridge. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these 2 like this. I'm going to put this back in the fridge. You want to allegedly cover it. So we're going to cover it with, I'm going to tuck it underneath to make sure it stays really well protected. I'm even going to go a step further. I'm going to also put this on top of it. And we're going to come back in about 30 minutes to an hour. We're going to do that again. And then we're going to do it again. Then we're going to put it in the fridge overnight. Do it again in the morning, and then make the croissants. Okay? So we'll be back about an hour. We'll see how this looks. Okay, we're back. I don't know what we're doing. I'm attempting to make croissants. It's a 3-day process. We made the dough last night, correct?
Yeah.
And then this afternoon, around noon, we add the butter layer, and then we put it in the what's this called? Oh, the fridge for 30 minutes. It's been one of those days. Okay, and now we are getting the dough out, and we have to roll it out again.
Yeah.
Now, just to clarify, I've never made these before. This may be a complete and utter disaster, and if it is, you're gonna get to watch on my YouTube channel. It's gonna be great. I'm not sure for who. All right, so we're gonna sprinkle our surface again. You want a little bit of light flour on it, because what we gotta do is we've gotta roll it out again. So see the layers we're making? So now, here's my ruler again. It's a little bit too, so we need to make it 8 inches wide and 24 inches long. Okay? So, take some more flour. All right, this is all we're gonna do. So what we're doing is we're making layers with that butter layer that we created earlier today to make. Okay? And then we're going to do this because we want it to be about 8 inches wide. It's tricky to keep it without scraping it with your hands. Let's see where, oh, there it is. When you use a ruler like this, it's hard to see because it's about 8 inches. Great. So now we're going to do this. And again, I've never made this kind of thing before, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay?
I mean, at least you admit it.
Well, listen. Here's the thing I want you to realize. This is mostly for my middle schoolers, right? And I know other people are watching too. I think Molly's been watching, haven't you, Molly? Hey, Molly.
Molly.
But here's the thing. It's okay to not know what you're doing. It's okay to make a mistake. What's the worst that's going to happen here, Isaiah?
You throw it out.
That's the worst thing. How many times did I throw out the cinnamon buns first time I made them?
A lot.
A lot. Mrs. Perry yelled that from the other room. A lot. Yeah. It was a disaster. Okay? So, here's what we're doing. We're just going to roll this out. And again, look, I'll let you see this. Like, this is not good. It's not straight at all. And I honestly don't know how to fix it. But it's okay. I fix your lamb. Okay? So, here's what we got now.
I fix your lamb.
So, yeah, it's a movie reference. So we're just about there. You want it to be about 24 inches long. Add a little bit more flour. I don't want to smush the dough. I just want to. And again, this is, you know, these take a while to make. They're not hard to make, I don't think. We'll find out how bad they are after we finish them. But we're just rolling out dough. It is time consuming, but in our current state of our world, we all have time. Isn't that true, Isaiah?
This is very true.
It's very true. I'm not wrong. Even my wife said that. I heard that. So, here's what we've got now. Okay, so now we've got... Okay? So, now we're going to take our... Uh-oh. Here it is. We're going to take our pastry brush, and we're going to get all the excess flour off. Why? Why, Isaiah?
Because why not?
I have no idea why. Well, actually, I've watched 3 or 4 videos, and they all say so. So it's not just Laura, although Laura, I do like you if you ever watch this, which I know you're not going to watch this, so it's okay. But all the pastry people say, get the excess flour off. The pastry people. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Isaiah, what are we going to do, actually?
Fold it.
We're going to fold it.
Just go with it.
All right. Now we're going to take this, same thing. Now, are we done, Isaiah?
No.
We're not. What are we going to do?
We're going to put it in the fridge again, and then we're going to fold it again.
He is exactly, look at me. He is exactly right. We're going to do the exact same thing we just did 2 more times. That's right. 2 more times. So I'm going to put this in the fridge the same way. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, like this. I'm going to sit it. I'm going to take my saran wrap again. I'm going to fold it over. And either this is going to be the greatest thing ever, or it's going to be the greatest flop ever. But I can't wait to find out. Because again, why not? See what I got? So see what we're doing? We're going to cover it up with take this again, cover it up just to make sure it just kind of adds a little bit of. I'm going to put this back in the fridge for another 30 minutes. We're going to do this again in about 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the fridge. We'll see you then. I'm here to work on the croissants. It's a few minutes before 7 o'clock. I don't know if that works or not. You can see that or not, but it's about 6:57, and everybody else in my house is still sleeping. I woke up and thought, I should get the croissants done so I can eat them, and so that's what we're going to try to do. I'm going to try to film by myself. There is Corey swimming around. Where is he? There he is. I think Corey's sleeping too. And here is Ziva. Ziva is not happy at all either. There's Jenga. Okay, so let's get the croissants out, and I'll try to do this by myself. Hopefully. Oops, I'm making a lot of noise. I might get fired. Okay, so here's the dough. So I'm going to come back in a second and show you what the dough looks like. The dough has risen really nicely. And so I'm going to start to lay this out and come back to you in just a second, okay? Okay, first thing we got to do here, we got to cut this in half-ish. I think that's about right there. Now again, I've never made these before, so we may make a complete mess of this. And if we do, you get to see the whole thing. There's what the inside looks like. Looks fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. Remember, it has to be about 8 inches wide, and it's gonna be pretty lengthy this way. So I'm going to show you how we're gonna do this. All right, I'm gonna start rolling this out, and hopefully we get some semblance of order. Move this over a little bit. There we go. So we're going to just roll this out. Until we get it to the desired thickness, and then we'll see what it looks like after that. But you just keep on rolling until you get the length that we're looking for. We want it to be much longer than that. So I'll be back in just a minute when it looks like it's halfway decent. Okay, after finishing rolling out the first set of dough, I've got that mess right there. And then I've got these pieces. I don't know how even mine are. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Got some weird shaped ones right here. I'm gonna roll them. And I'm gonna actually take the flour off all these first, and then I'll show what they look like after I put them all rolled up on my baking sheets. Okay, this sheet came out a little bit better. It's been tough to work with, to be honest with you. Oops, and I just jabbed the dough to death. So now we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna just basically try to, again, my dough's not very even, as you can see right here. Got a giant round edge here, but basically I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna try to make even cuts right around, we'll do right here. Why there? Everybody says in all the videos I watch do about 5.5 inches. So we'll just do this. I'm gonna do like right there. Okay. And then basically you're gonna make a long diagonal, which is gonna look kind of funny, but kind of like that, so that you're left with I'm struggling here. triangle. And we're going to roll them up till like that. Not the most beautiful thing in the world. When we're done, I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, here's my done product. I don't know how it's going to turn out, to be honest with you. These are interesting looking, to say the least. So what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to take a towel and I'm going to cover them and put them in the oven, which is off, for 1 hour to rise a little bit. And then cook them. So he's going to sit here in a cool oven for 1 hour, and then we'll be right back. Okay, it's been almost an hour, so we're going to take these out of the oven where they've just been resting, and we're going to turn our oven on 400 for it to warm up. Okay, they have risen just a little bit. So now what we're going to do, I've taken 1 egg, just a little bit of water, and I'm going to get my handy dandy pastry brush, and I'm going to put a little bit of egg wash on these eggs, on these croissants, just like this. So I'm going to do that with all of them, and I'll be back. The oven is all ready to go, so we're going to put these in on 400 for about 20 minutes. I'm supposed to switch them halfway through. We'll see how these turn out. I don't know. They look good, but I don't know what to expect. So I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. I'm going to switch them from the top rack to bottom rack, and when they come out, I'll let you see what they look like. Okay, here we are with the after. They just came out of the oven. I think they're done. I have no idea. And they smell amazing. I see Jenga Cat, and I see a vacuum cleaner, and I see Ziva. Psst.
What are you talking about? Oh no, don't put me on that.
Oh, it's okay. The radiation from behind look angelic.
Yeah.
That was a close call.
Smells like a croissant.
All right, so here is Mrs. Peria, and she
Looks like
is
a croissant.
looking at the ginormous croissant. And go ahead and break it apart. This may not be any good. We don't really have any idea.
Oh, look, it's flaky.
It
Look
is
at the
flaky.
flakes.
That's happy.
It's so hot still.
Yeah, I let it cool for over 4 minutes, and
You may have to let it cool a little longer because it's
No.
kind of doughy still.
no, we're gonna test it. Oh, look at the steam.
Look
That
at
was
the
really hot.
flakes.
Well, we'll see what the first tests are. Tastes like a croissant?
Yeah. And it's really good.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
My turn.
That's a little doughy part. I wonder if it's done.
That's done. Oh, that's good.
I know, I told you it's good.
Oh. Okay, so.
Look.
Oh, yeah. Look at the layers. Wow.
Mm-hmm. I guess
So-
it took 3 days to
Thumbs up?
layer up. Mm-hmm.
All right. So we just tested out the croissant. Here's what's left of the first one. Here's what I would say. First thing I would say is if you're like I'm not a baker, so my measurements were not exactly 100% right accurate. I don't even know if my dough was great. I can't really tell.
Because you've never done it before.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly the greatest when it comes to like exacts. So it's supposed to be 22 inches long this morning. I got, I think, 14 inches of the best, and it was not straight. It was like crooked, so I had really weird shapes. It still tastes like a croissant.
Yeah, look, it's all flaky like
Yeah.
that too.
So even though like they may not come out like what they look like in a professional bakery,
Well, you can't see. See?
newsflash, we're not
Flaky.
professionals. So it's okay. So again, for my students that may try this, they may not look perfect, but remember when you make something homemade, it's okay. It's the flavor. Apparently,
Delicious.
apparently they're good. So that's awesome. All right, so give these a try and give me a thumbs up on my channel, and let me know if you make these, what you think. We think they're really good. We have about 14 of them, so we got to
So
eat.
much for any weight loss. I'm going to gain it back in this croissant.
We're just sitting in the house anyway, so it's all good. Hey, have a great day, and thanks for watching.